Hello, beautiful people. It's Lulu. Welcome to the Lulu Essey podcast, unedited and always from the heart. If you're listening to this mid-December and you feel like you're running on fumes, like you should be finishing strong, but you're scraping through and making it through the day by the skin of your teeth, well, you're not alone. And you are 100% not failing. You're actually right on time. There's this wild pressure in December that's so different from other months. It's not the usual busyness. It's busyness plus expectation, plus this pretty messed up cultural narrative that many of us buy into, that we're supposed to end the year with momentum, baby. Tie up all our loose ends with a big bow and somehow also start planning for the best year yet in 2026. And if you're not feeling that energy, if you're feeling sluggish, slow, or foggy, or like you just want to hibernate and hide away from it all, the message we get from everywhere is push through, don't be a wimp. Buckle up and finish like a champion. And whatever you do, do not lose momentum now. This is the messaging that comes at us like a tsunami. But what if that message isn't quite accurate? What if the exhaustion you're feeling is not a personal failing, but rather your living and very real biology trying to tell you something important? If this is hitting your yes button right now, please share this episode with people in your life who are finding this time of year incredibly taxing, people who need permission to stop pushing through. Because we're about to talk about why the dreaded pause and its best friend, rest, aren't failure. They're actually pretty darn insightful wisdom. And here's something I invite you to think about. Have you noticed how your energy shifts with the seasons? Not just because of what's on your calendar, but something deeper, something in your body. Here's something we need to talk about more. Winter is 100% legit. It's hardcore real. Not just as weather, but as a biological season that affects how our brains and bodies actually go about their business. We live in a culture that pretends we can operate at the same maxed out intensity all year round. Summer energy in December, spring productivity in February. We're normalizing ignoring seasons entirely. We're ignoring what nature is showing us and trying to teach us. But our bodies have gotten that memo. Like it or not, our body still knows it's winter. And winter has a very real biological purpose. Think about this for a moment. When the days get shorter, what happens to your energy, to your mood? How do you feel your whole vibe shifting? There's actual science here. When days get shorter, our circadian rhythm responds to reduced sunlight by extending our brain's nighttime melatonin signal. Melatonin may rise earlier in the evening and stay elevated later into the morning. This is a natural seasonal shift that can affect energy, focus, and motivation. And it isn't a glitch. It's our biology adapting to light. Reduced daylight affects our serotonin levels, which impacts our energy and mood. Our body is literally designed to conserve energy in winter, to rest more, to move slower. So here's a question worth sitting with. What if this tiredness you're feeling isn't something wrong with you? What if it's something very right? Your body doing exactly what it's designed to do. In many instances, it isn't depression, though it can feel very similar. This is biology. Our ancestors hibernated through winter, or at least dramatically reduced their activity. We're not supposed to feel like it's July. And yet we've built a world that demands July energy in December. And we've pathologized what's actually natural. I'd also like to mention, without going deeply into these things, that some people do experience seasonal affective disorder, SAD, or chronic light deprivation, where melatonin timing can become misaligned, which contributes to daytime fatigue and low mood. Bright morning light through natural sunlight, if it's around, or through light therapy helps re-anchor melatonin to nighttime, which can help restore alertness. These natural daylight lamps are very easily available. There's been this cultural conversation around wintering lately. Catherine May has written a beautiful book about it that resonated with millions of people. She gave language to something we all feel, but society tells us the opposite. That life has seasons, and some of those seasons require retreat. I feel like her work touched something true. And here's what I want to offer you today. You don't need to make winter a metaphor. You don't need to turn rest into a whole philosophy. You can simply let December be December. Allow it. Let go. Surrender to December and what it is here to offer you, to teach you. You can let your body do what it's trying to do. That is a kindness you can show your body. The radical act isn't analyzing your winter. It's permitting it, allowing it, notice it, be aware of it. Explore it with curiosity and openness, not judgment. Because here's what's actually happening right now, and I wonder if you're feeling this too. The New Year pressure is already building. The New Year best you industrial complex is revving up. It's radically upping the ante. The ads, the programs, the emails, the courses, the special discounts, offers if you sign up now, the transformation promises. And if you're tired in mid-December, you might be feeling like you're already behind, lagging way behind everyone else. Like you should be using this time to prep, to plan, to optimize, to get ahead of January. But what if the most rebellious thing you could do right now is rest? Pause, reflect, go inward to explore what is waiting for you deep inside. What if resistance to hustle culture looks like honoring your actual biology instead of hitting the override switch? It might be glaringly obvious, but we need to remind ourselves we are not machines. We are not designed to operate at constant, relentless capacity. And the cultural lie that we should do that, that's what we're up against here. So here's a practical practice I want to offer you for the rest of December. It's called the Enough for Today practice. Every evening before bed, ask yourself one question. Was today enough? Not, did I do enough or am I enough? Just, was today enough? And here's the key. You're not asking to judge yourself. You're asking it to practice recognizing sufficiency. To notice that even on the days when you barely function, when you moved slowly, when you rest more than you work, those days are enough. They are enough. They count and they matter. Because here's what happens when we practice this. We start to see that our worth is not tied to our productivity, that a slow day in December is not a wasted day, that rest is not failure, and we're not falling behind. We are allowed to sit this December race out. You might notice some days the answer to that question is yes immediately. Other days, you might resist it with everything you've got. You might want to list all the things you didn't do. That's okay. Just notice that. Notice that resistance and that judgment. Notice how it feels in your body. And then ask again, was today enough? Practice isn't about convincing yourself of anything. It is about creating a little space between you and the insatiable productivity narrative. It's about remembering that you are a human being moving through winter, not a machine that's malfunctioning. As we move through the last weeks of December, we are going to feel pressure. Pressure to finish strong, pressure to plan big, bigger than last year, the biggest we've ever planned. Pressure to enter January with clarity and big goals and off-the-charts energy and motivation. And if you don't have that energy right now, if what you have is tiredness or just the feeling of wanting everything to slow down, it's not wrong. That's winter. That's biology. That's your body asking for what it needs. You would never expect a car to run without gas. That's crazy, right? And yet that is exactly what we expect of ourselves. And our way of filling the tank with gas is to pause, to rest, to go within, to be kind and gentle with ourselves. You don't have to have the ultimate plan for 2026. You don't have to finish December with a gold star for productivity and achievement. You can let this season be what it is: slow, quiet, restful, a pause between what's been and what's coming. The space between is not empty. It's essential, and you're allowed to be in it without rushing to the next thing. And it's such a wonderful opportunity to not just reflect, but to remember all the good that has happened. Yes, all the good moments, even the fleeting ones, and the ones we judge as so small. We have no problem remembering the hard, difficult moments. But what about the good ones? Take a moment to remember those, to appreciate them. So for the rest of December, pause when you need to. Move slowly when that's what your body wants. And every evening ask yourself, was today enough? I think you'll find that it was. That you are enough. Yes, you are, even in winter when you go inwards. This season of slowing down is not failure, it's wisdom. And with that, give yourself the gift of grace. If this episode helped you give yourself permission to pause, please share it with people who can benefit from hearing it. You can also watch the full episode on my YouTube channel. And please follow this show on your favorite podcast platform so you never miss an episode. Today, with permission to pause and to engage in the practice of enough, this comes straight from my heart to yours. Winter has such abundant gifts ready for us if we allow ourselves to slow down enough to receive them. What comes from the heart reaches the heart. And this comes straight from my heart to yours. I can't wait to see you next week. I'll be here, and I hope you will be too.